Hi guys, welcome to another week here on The Den. So we're in the kitchen today. Greg is busy watching Wrestlemania as we film this. Well, watching NXT because Wrestlemania is tomorrow. And me and Steve, who's not in the kitchen yet, will be cooking a whole bunch of food for tomorrow. And I'm going to be doing wings and showing you some quick and easy sauces to do, one dry, one wet. So let's get this started. So what I'll be doing here for the sauces, I'll be doing one dry rub, so I'll be doing a Cajun Dry Rub as requested by the boys. And I'll be doing honey garlic because that was also requested by them as well. So we're going to start on the honey garlic. So while that's going through, we'll do the dry rub. Then Steve will come in here and we'll bug him while he's in the kitchen. So to start this off, what I have done so far is we got one onion, we got a half a cup of honey and in there as well. Throw some brown sugar in there too. It's all super sweet now. We haven't gotten to the good stuff in here yet. Up next, you're going to put about a quarter cup of butter in there. And half a cup of soy sauce. The last ingredient you need to put in there, 2 teaspoons of mustard powder and 1.5 teaspoons of minced garlic. Then we just kind of mix it all together and just kind of heat it all up in a medium heat. Alright, so this is how it's going to look when it's done. Kind of looks like a mess, but then we're going to strain the onions out. And we're just going to let that sit and thicken up for a little bit. Okay, so next we're going to do a dry rub. So right here, the saltiest of it all. We got half a cup of salt, which we're going to put in with a quarter cup paprika and another quarter cup of chili powder. After that, you want 2 tablespoons of onion powder as well as garlic powder. Up next, you got 1 teaspoon of cumin, 1 tablespoon of cayenne pepper, and then lastly 2 tablespoons of dried thyme. We're just going to mix it all together, and this is just going to act as a dry rub. Alright, so I got these wings soaking here in the honey garlic for now. And then over here, I started coating some wings here in the Cajun spice. So we are going to put these to sit overnight so they get good and marinated. Then we're going to bake these tomorrow. And we have a guest.
Wow,
oh.
It's me. Can you believe it?
I can't believe it. It's a Steve.
So, I've been wanting to cook some Japanese food for a while because it's kind of a favorite of mine. And I thought that I would film what I'm doing because I've never done a cooking show before.
Yeah, and I'm just starting one, so that works.
Alright,
yeah.
So we're going to be making a nice traditional Japanese meal with miso soup. I'm going to do some carrot salad. I'm going to do some grilled tofu, and I'm going to do some ginger seared pork.
That sounds super delicious. I can't wait.
But tonight is prep work night. The main event isn't until tomorrow.
During Wrestlemania.
Yeah. So I'm going to grill my tofu. I'm going to make some sauces to put on the stuff. And I'd like to do more, but I don't have any coffee filters to filter my broth, so we're not going to do the broth
So
tonight.
it's a work in progress.
So it's going to be marinating the pork. Or, well, it's not pork, it's beef. Marinating the beef.
Yeah.
Making the tofu sauce. And grilling the tofu. That's it. Here we go.
And we have another guest. Oh, I'm loving this cupboard fade way too much. So, are you excited for all this food? Or are you just doing Asia ugly face?
I get to eat all this food, so yes, I'm happy.
Yes.
I didn't know that we weren't filming. I'm just in the process of grilling this tofu. Here it is. Sunrise tofu. It's what they had at the grocery store in Digby.
Ooh.
All the way from Digby. So I'm just cutting open the package. Come on, buddy. Oh,
You know, Digby's known for its fresh tofu.
No, it is not. They're known for their scallops.
Cubby.
Howdy.
This is tofu. And we're going to grill it to make it more delicious. So that literally just sits there. I might use some sesame oil maybe so it doesn't stick to the foil.
It's spongy.
It is spongy. Most people don't like tofu. My mom, if you're watching this, I'm going to make this for you. And you will like tofu, I promise. Rub her down with a little bit of sesame oil. Da, 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 da. Make sure it doesn't stick. Do the same thing on the other side. Yum. Alright, now I'm going to wash my hands. So one of the other things we're going to make is the pungent red miso sauce. It's called pungent, so you know it's good. This is the good stuff, as they say. Red miso has a stronger flavor than white miso. White miso is like what's in miso soup. Mm-hmm. You want to taste it? You don't want to taste it. It's going to be super salty. It'd be like eating plain mustard or something. Going to need approximately how much miso? 5 tablespoons. Here's our little tablespoon. Here we go. Sugar.
How much sugar are you putting in?
2 tablespoons. Ooh. Contrary to popular belief, it's not evil. There's some sugar. Here's our delicious sake. 1, 2. Then I'm gonna add some water. All right. So that's the basics. Now I gotta turn on the heat. I'm guessing about medium. Let's double check.
I would say so with that. It's not something you want to burn.
Medium high and cook for 2 to 3 minutes.
All right, you heard the man. All right.
We're getting near finished here. You see it's all nice smooth sauce. It's gonna start bubbling soon in theory. I see some bubbles. It smells like sake. It smells like alcohol.
That's what I can smell right now too.
It's gonna be good. Yes. Tofu guy under the broiler.
Should only take like 5 minutes, maybe less than 5 minutes. We're just gonna have an eye on it.
But I'm gonna need that pot holder for sure, because that's gonna be hot as hell coming out of there. Nice, getting all bubbly. Now, hopefully this isn't too hot. Nice. Alright, I already put sesame oil on that side, so
Put that back in.
I'm gonna put it back in and do the other side. Okay.
Well, she's done. Looking all seared.
Ideally, I would have to do it on a grill and grill it, but we don't have a grill.
No.
Don't worry about it. Oh yeah. There you go. Yum.
What you doing?
Well, while we wait for everything else to cool, I thought I'd do the marinade for the meat. So right now I'm peeling this knob of ginger that I got for 50 cents at the grocery store. And I'm going to run it through the finest setting on the cheese grater in order to try to extract the juice. Ooh. The juice is what we want for our marinade. We need 2 tablespoons. And they would use a ceramic grater that just is like nubs. And the juice just collects. But since we don't have that, and they don't sell it at Superstore, I'm trying to make do with what we do have, which is a cheese grater. And as you can see, some of the juice is coming out. So I'm just gonna keep at this. We need 2 tablespoons. That's 1/8 of a cup. I'm ready. We got our ginger juice, or what's passing as ginger juice these days. We're gonna add some sake to it. 1. I'm gonna be generous with the sake because I love my sake. 2. All right, that's our marinade.
Yeah.
So easy.
All right.
Okay, so there's too much fake pork, aka beef, and it's 2 for. Oh yeah, it's frozen solid. Jeez, it's not even gonna fit in here, is it?
It might. Right.
No. Oh, barely.
Perfect.
All right, now I'm gonna dump my marinade in. I'm sorry, Elizabeth. I have done you a great shame. Alright. Now I'm going to try to squeeze as much of the air out of it as I can. That's how these things are done. If you're using supermarket beef, give it time to defrost. There we go. Alright, that's going to go back in the fridge. I'll take it out tomorrow so we can fully defrost before we... So we need 3 tablespoons of this.
That's going to go in the pot?
Mm-hmm. One. Where'd my little spoon go? 1. Okay. 1. And well, that's more than half. We'll dump it out. Betty, don't get drunk off this shit. Alright, 1.5 teaspoon of mirin. If any of you have cooked with mirin before, it's got the stopper lid that makes it super slow to come out. So you can just kind of like the... There. It's like a teaspoonish.
What is mirin?
Mirin is a syrupy version of sake. So they start with sake. I guess they cook the alcohol out and add a ton of sugar and it makes like a syrup. Okay, and we're gonna turn this on. And finally I'm gonna add, so it's supposed to use a ½ teaspoon of ground yuzu peel. Yuzu is a Japanese citrus fruit. It's kind of like a cross between an orange and a grapefruit. It's fucking delicious. You're gonna smell it in a second here. Smell that, Derek.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
That is, wow.
So I'm just gonna put a drizzle of this in here. And then we're gonna see what happens.
How is Greg doing?
I'm doing great.
What you doing?
I'm watching NXT. Johnny Gargano.
Yes. So how's NXT so far?
It's been amazeballs.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
So if you haven't watched it yet, him and Matt Tepperman and Kelvin Cabrera had their own Wrestlemania chat.
The Baird Circle.
The Baird Circle. Sadly, Dan couldn't make it. But how did it go? How was the chat?
It was really good. Yeah, there was a lot of chat. It was a 2-hour chat.
It's almost a 2-hour episode, so if you really want to see what predictions for WrestleMania are before you actually go back and watch it.
But we essentially predicted every match for NXT, every match for WrestleMania, and call-ups after WrestleMania.
Okay. Then there's Betty. She's just always up to trouble. So how's this coming along?
Well, it's almost done. I just want to make sure there's no clumps of miso left, because that's probably pretty gross if you bite down on one of those. It'd be way too salty.
Anytime you bite down on powdery, something that's powdery that hardens.
Well, thankfully it's more like a paste, but
Yeah.
it's still super salty. Yeah. I'm going to mix those flavors up. You can smell the yuzu.
Yeah. Greg, you should smell the yuzu.
Open the lid off that little bottle and sniff it.
The one with the yellow.
He's got it.
What is that?
Yuzu. It's like a cross between a grapefruit and a lemon.
Yeah, I was gonna say it smelled lemon.
It's the next day. We all got a terrible sleep thanks to our neighbors upstairs.
Yeah.
This morning, I finally got the coffee filters I need to make my stock, my broth. It's called
Yes.
dashi. If you are not a masochist, you can buy it pre-made in the store. It's a little container of instant soup mix called hondashi. But I like to make them from scratch because it tastes way better. And I'm a masochist, apparently. So
Clearly.
here we go. We're going to start with 4 cups of fresh water. 3, 4. There's a little extra in for good luck. Alright. Next, we're going to get the kelp, otherwise known as kombu. This shit is so good. I can't get over it. Need about 20 square inches of kelp, which is 5 by 4. That looks pretty good. I'm just gonna plop this guy in.
Make sure it fits. Well, yeah, it will fit.
And I'm going to let it soften up over the next 10 or so minutes. So we're going to take a break. We're going to come back after it's simmered for a while. Okay, so while we were gone, we set the burner to medium. And if you look, we let it cook for a while. And the first bubbles are sort of forming and coming to the surface. And that's when it's done. You don't actually bring it to a full boil. You just got to warm it up. Let that delicious flavor infuse in. Okay, so I'm going to turn off the heat. We're going to take it off the burner. Next, we're going to add the bonito flakes. These are made of fish. So, it's fish that's been smoked, so it imparts a delicious smoky flavor. But after we let it sit for about 4 minutes, we actually strain them out again, so the broth doesn't get too fishy. You just want it to be nice and smoky. Okay, so there's my half a cup of bonito flakes in the pot. Bada bing, bada boom. They sink, that's fine. And then in about 4 minutes, we're gonna strain them out again.
They're alive.
Yeah. Having let it sit for 4 minutes, I bring it over to the sink. I have a wire strainer with a coffee filter in it to catch all the fish flakes. If you don't use a coffee filter, the fish flakes will definitely get through.
Oh me.
So, at this point, we're done. There's our broth. Derek gave it a taste test. He's assured me it's delicious.
Very.
So, does it taste like fish?
It tastes like fish.
Yay. Alright, into the fridge. We don't need you right now. Done.
Cubby squares.
Alright. Stock has cooled off. Now I'm going to make some leek miso. And the first thing we're going to do is cut off this very handsome looking leek. Now for those of you who don't know, you don't eat the top part of the leek, you only eat the bottom part. Dice this leek, but I'm not actually going to dice it because I'm lazy. I'm going to use a mandolin. There we go. Wow, this is difficult. Okay. Wow, is this even going to work at all?
Yep.
Yes. Alright, here we go, leek. No, this is a terrible idea. It's just breaking.
Would you say it's far-fetched?
This is a far-fetched idea. I'm just going to cut it manually. Oh well.
We tried.
About 3 ounces. So, then we're going to heat a non-stick skillet. Oh, look at this. A non-stick skillet. Ta-da! We need a new skillet.
Yeah, we do.
On, let's see, medium. Medium. We're going to need some sesame oil. Not much, about a teaspoon. That's more than enough. We're going to let that heat up. And then when it's nice and hot, we're going to throw in the leeks and saute them. Then add the miso, mirin, and sugar, and stir. So, my steam is pretty heated. I'm going to get what I believe to be 3 ounces of leeks. Approximately this much. And I'm going to cook them. Until they become translucent. The rest of the leeks will go in the miso soup. The leeks are looking translucent-ish and they smell aromatic. So I'm going to add the rest of the ingredients. We got 1/3 of a cup of miso here. Da-da-dum. Scrape out that cup. Oh yeah, it's the good stuff. Delicious. Alright, we got that. Then we need 1.5 tablespoons of sugar. We'll just do 1 heaping tablespoon. That's probably about 1.5 tablespoons.
Yeah.
We need 2 tablespoons of mirin, which is going to take friggin' forever because it takes forever to come out of the bottle.
The slow pour.
Yeah, we got the caps in.
Yeah. The Helen Mirren.
Yes, the Helen Mirren. Now I'm going to stir this bad boy together into a paste. And cook it down for about a minute. Then I'm going to add the stock. So we've mixed it up. Trying to find all the chunks. Because nobody wants a giant chunk of miso in their sauce.
That smell is incredible right now.
And then I'm going to go over here to the stock we made earlier. And I'm going to get 3 to 4 tablespoons. And I have a 1/8 of a cup scoop, so that's a 2 tablespoon scoop. So we're going to start with 1 scoop. And let's say half a scoop. So this is the finished product. It's nice and chunky with the bits of leek. After 2 or 3 minutes, it should be done. It should look like the sauces, the other sauces I did, which is kind of like ketchup. So what we're going to do is we're going to kill the heat. And I'm going to let it sit and cool off. And then I'm going to throw it in the fridge for later. I'm going to make the creamy sesame miso dressing. It's really easy. It is equal parts miso, broth, and sesame paste.
You just put all of this away.
I know. We're switching to a 1/4 cup instead of a 1/3 of a cup, but it's still equal amounts of everything. So here's our 1/4 cup of sesame paste. This is sesame with peanut, you know, it's all we can get. I guess pure sesame would be like pure, but whatever. It's gonna be good. Yum. Now, 1/4 of a cup is 4 tablespoons. So we also have to add 4 tablespoons of stock. But because this is so thick, we need to add them a little bit at a time. So I'm just gonna get the lid on the sesame. Yeah, bring the stock over. Perfect. Gonna wash the spoon, make sure it's clean. Here is the little tablespoon. It's lacking a handle, but you do what you can.
Yeah, I kind of broke it while I was making cookies.
So there's 1. And I'm gonna mix it up. Yeah, you wanna be able to see that. Yep. It's mixing. Alright, next one. Alright, there we go. It basically is kind of like a thin peanut butter kind of texture. And it's gonna go great with our food. Alright, there you go. That's how to make creamy sesame miso dressing. Hello, I'm Steve, and I'm cooking. These are delicious shirataki noodles that I have rinsed and drained. We also cut them up because we're gonna make them into a salad. Now, we dry roast them to get rid of the gross fishy flavor that they come with. So this is just a plain old frying pan on high. And then we're gonna poke them until they start squeaking. Okay, so while this is going on, we're getting the tofu ready. I'm just splitting it lengthwise. There we go. I'm gonna rub each side with a little bit of sesame oil. Actually, no, I'm not, because we're gonna put sauce on it anyways. So these are gonna go in the pan, like so. They're gonna go under the broiler and get broiled. You hear that?
It's squeaking.
It's squeaking.
That's the noodles.
Really?
Yep, they're jelly noodles, so they squeak. I'm gonna add a roughly equal amount of carrot as there is noodles. I'm gonna add in the sesame oil. We're gonna cook this for a bit. Oh yeah, she's sizzling.
Oh, that smells good too.
Add some stock, a half a cup. And about a tablespoon's worth of soy sauce and mirin. And we are going to cook this bad boy down. Mirror comes out really slow.
Slowly watching the mirror and drizzle.
Alright, so I'm calling her. There's still a bit of liquid left, but our dressing is pretty thick anyway, so I don't think it's going to be a problem. So I'm going to pull this off the heat. I'm going to deposit it in this bowl. So this is a tofu we just pulled out of the oven. It's looking nice and toasty. We actually have to let it cool so that I can cut it. I could have cut it first, but hindsight's 20/20. Anyways, and then once it's cool enough to touch, I'm gonna cut it into 12 pieces, so 6 on each side, and I'm gonna garnish each one with one of the sauces that we made. Then I'm gonna put them back under the broiler. Okay, here we go. Delicious, delicious. So this is a hot pot beef. I don't really think it has a brand. We just kind of got it at the store. Looks quite thinly sliced. I'm just going to take it in pieces, like so. That smells delicious.
What you doing now?
I am cutting up the tofu while the peppers sizzle away over there. And putting these back under the boiler in a bit. Adding a bit to each bowl. I'm not going to use everything I cut up because, of course, I cut up too much. There, that looks pretty good.
That's the stock right here from the miso?
Yeah, that's the stock we're going to use to make miso soup.
Right. Start that again.
So these guys, the red bean ones, get a dollop of mustard in the middle. It's supposed to be Japanese mustard, but I don't have Japanese mustard. However, I happen to know that my Japanese mustard is spicy, so I'm using Keen's, which is a popular North American brand of spicy mustard.
What are you adding now?
These are the greens for our miso soup.
What kind of greens did you use for this one?
Well, you're supposed to use turnip greens, but I couldn't find any, so these are pea shoots. I feel like they're going to be delicious.
Yeah. Well, you can almost use watercress for that, or that'd be the same thing.
I don't think pea shoots and watercress are the same thing. They're different plants.
Okay. So, water's boiling.
This is heating up. Scoop. So we'll grab a scoop of this, and I'm going to dump some in. Just a bit. And it's like when you add cornstarch to water. Or if you've ever done wasabi into soy sauce, it's the same idea. It goes
So it's kind of like the same thing you did earlier with one of the sauces.
Mm-hmm. So you add a little bit, and we make a nice thick miso paste. Get it all dissolved. Smells like miso soup already. We're gonna add a bit more. I'm gonna mix it up some more. Alright, that looks pretty good. So I'm gonna dump it in the stock. Look at that. Miso soup if I've ever seen it.
Shane McMahon is hospitalized. Shane suffering from diverticulitis because of the impact. Evidence from San Jose.
We weren't going to be here tonight. We're in the conference. We knew Shane McMahon certainly wasn't going to be here.
Greg!
I had to be wrestling ready. It's Wrestlemania.
Hi! So, we're all done cooking. Have a look at this food. Everybody's got their own miso soup. We got leeks and pea sprouts, miso, and tofu in there. All of us. We all have our obviously white rice. We're not going to show you to cook that. Here we have the cognac noodle and carrot salad with a sesame tofu dressing. We have the tofu skewers. This one is a pungent red miso with mustard. This one is citrus miso with sesame. And this one is leek miso with nothing. And finally over here, we have our ginger pork and peppers. And some brown rice tea, because who doesn't like brown rice tea?
Yes. So, gentlemen, shall we dig in?
Yes.
Yeah, sure.
It looks finger leaking good.
Go upstairs and think about what you said.
Alright.
Betty. Queen of the pizza boxes, she is. Anyways, how's WrestleMania going, Greg?
Well, hopefully it's Rusev Day.
Yeah, we're pretty tired. What'd you think of the meal earlier?
Oh my god, it was amazing.
Yeah. Thank you, Steve.
I don't know how we're gonna eat these freaking wings you made.
I know. I still got wings. I still got wings that are cooking, and I think that I don't need to really film anymore. We got enough footage.
Well, this is where we close it out, boys and girls. Tune in the rest of the week to see what the rest of the guys do for Open Topic Week. As always, like, share, and subscribe. And if you want to know if our predictions for WrestleMania came true, for all you WWE fans, me and the Baird Circle filmed our predictions yesterday.
Yes.
So check that out on the Den page and see if we were right. Oh no, it sounds like Jinder Mahal won.
Yeah, he did.
Anyway, have a great week.
Bye.